My next guest, I think you're going to love. He's got a big personality. He has been a dancer for years. He is a business owner, doing incredible well all over the place. He's got a show now out called A Night with Tina. It is fabulous. You got to go and see it. The energy is just next level. Please welcome Fabio Cattafi.
Thanks for having me.
Do you know what? It's so funny
nice to
because
meet you.
I've always known you as Fab,
Yeah,
but it's Fabio Cattafi.
Fabio Cattafi.
I mean, it's so Italian, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so nice.
See, I've got a good mate of mine, Peter Petruccelli, and I always thought he was the epitome of Italian names.
Yeah.
But you take the
It
cake.
is. Yeah, Fabio is so Italian.
It is, isn't
When
it?
I was growing up, everyone would call me Fabio and Fabio and the roll call at school, Fabio and Fabio. And I was like, I hate my name.
No,
And then when I went to Italy for the first time, I was walking down the street where my mum used to live, and everyone was all the old ladies were off the balcony going, Fabio, ciao, Fabio. And I was like, oh my God, that sounds
amazing.
stunning.
Yeah.
So when I came back to Australia, I was like, my name's Fabio. And everyone's like, Fabio. I go, no, it's Fabio.
So Australian.
No, it's
Fabio.
correct. Yeah, it's so Australian.
Yeah.
So, but if you say it Fabio, it's actually nice.
Yeah.
It's nice.
You've
That's
got
what
a
it should be.
You've got an interesting history. Our paths have crossed over the years a number of different times because
Yeah.
obviously through you're a performer, dancer.
Yeah.
Did you ever do the Red Raw shows? years ago?
Yeah. Oh my God, they were the best.
They were the ones at the docks, which were
Yeah.
huge, massive,
Huge.
massive productions.
Oh my God.
I went in one.
100 volunteers.
Yeah, I was one
20
of the
dancers.
volunteers.
Oh, were you?
Yeah. And a mate of mine goes, hey, let's do acid before we go on. And I thought, and I didn't even know what acid was. And I was
my
like,
gosh.
oh, this will be good. And friends
No
in the
way.
crowd said this whole choreograph thing was amazing with all these dancers, these volunteers, and then you. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah, it wasn't my finest moment. But did you enjoy those ones?
Oh my God, I love them.
Yeah.
They were the best. Yeah. Those dancing days for me were, I know, the best years of my life, all of those moments. Because
Yeah.
I was young and fit and, doing what I loved doing. And it was just exciting. And especially those ones going into because they were massive,
Massive production.
There was like 20 dancers, 100 volunteers, massive shows. They would do I think they did one at 12.
And then another one
and
at
then
like
3 in the
3 o'clock.
morning.
Yeah.
And then so I knew I'd do be professional, do my numbers, and then I could go out. And then after the 3 o'clock in the morning show, I'd put my outfit on
Yeah.
and go and join all my friends, and we'd party until like 8 o'clock.
No, it was
in the
mental.
morning.
And it was
the
really the
best.
start of the big parties too, It was,
Yeah, it's a shame they stopped.
well, yeah, there was, other things came into play and whatever. I
Mm.
don't think it was ever even the shows I used to put on with, when we do them at track and whatever,
Yeah,
they were big, but it was not the same scale as what the Red Raw
Yeah.
ones were. They were
Yeah.
huge.
well, they were like the shipping, where the shipping containers, where
Yeah.
the ships came in.
Yeah,
They
the
were
docks.
massive, the
Yeah.
docks.
Your journey with dancing has been amazing because
Yeah.
you've always been a performer. Like when you were a kid, you
Yeah, I've
used to.
danced since I was a kid. Yeah,
Yeah.
14, I think. I
When did
started
when did
dancing.
you first know that that's the road you were going to go down?
Well, I think I always wanted to be an actor first. I was like, I'm going to be an actor and I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
And then I went to my cousin used to go to dancing school in Footscray.
Yeah, right.
And I went with her once.
Yeah.
And I just did a class, and then I kind of fell in love with it then.
Yeah.
And
Was that the Tony Bertucci?
No, that was
that later
it
on?
was called Denise Tier. It was in
Yeah.
Footscray, like a local little dance school in this church hall.
But you fell in love with it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And then I went to Tony Bertucci after
Tony
that, and
Bertucci. It was
just
Tony
obsessed.
Bertucci was the thing, wasn't he?
Yeah, he
It
was
was like if you
amazing.
went to Tony Bertucci,
Yeah, that was like
dance, it
in
was
the
like,
80s. It was like
Yeah.
famous because
Yeah.
he was massive because he used to do the Don Lane show, the Mike Walsh
Yes.
show, all of the shows, the Logies.
Is
all
that
the
how
massive
you
shows.
got entry into some of those shows like Hey Hey
Yeah.
Sally? Because you did Hey
Yeah,
Hey.
because I worked with Tony. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was at
What,
his
what did
school.
you do with Hey Hey again with Joe?
Joe Beth Taylor.
Yeah.
That was the first time that I was on
What's that song?
TV.
99.
99 reasons.
See?
Give me one. I'm a dancer, by the way, not a singer.
Did you tell me that? Did you say that when you were doing that performance
Yeah.
live on TV was
Oh
your
my
first time
God.
you've been on TV?
First time I was been on TV, I think I was
they were
16.
all doing one step and you were doing another step.
Yeah, well, at the end, like it was like we did the whole routine and that, and I was
Yeah.
fabulous. I did the right thing. I did it all
Yeah.
good. Got my close up with Joe Beth on
Yeah.
TV, so I was happy. And then at the end, like it goes off, and then we're supposed to like freeze.
Yep.
And then I forgot to freeze, so I kept dancing, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I watched it back. So I was supposed to,
overperformer.
yeah, giving
yeah.
it too much. Always giving too much.
Your journey, you did do some amazing things though. With you traveled with Disney and did all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. I mean, this is life as a dancer is not easy, especially in
No.
a city where it's not overly huge.
Yeah.
Did you find there was always a bit of a struggle for gigs or,
Not really. Not really. I think it's different now.
Yeah.
I think it's different now.
Back
But
then there was
I was back then. I was working all the time. It was great because I was doing Disney, and then when you weren't doing Disney, you were doing like all the nightclub stuff, and then you do car shows and fashion parades. And there was heaps, heaps of different stuff, and that was the beauty of it because every week was different. Like Monday morning, you'd be rehearsing with Tony Bartuccio, and then at Channel 9 for In Melbourne Tonight, and then Wednesday I'd be rehearsing with Alana to do like a car show, and then Friday night I'll be in the club, and then Saturday night I'll be at the market doing a club.
And that was when there was
all
more clubs, more gigs.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's tough for dancers now, though, isn't it?
It's tough for dancers now, I think.
And I even think
there's not as much variety.
No, and I think the money that they make out of a show. I was talking to another dancer not long ago, and he said, "Yeah, look, the money's okay, but then if you look at the hours we've got to put in for rehearsal and training and whatever, it's kind of like it is a tough gig.
It is, yeah. But make sure now that you're older, you make sure you charge them. See, when you're older, when you're young, you just go, oh yeah, okay, I'll just do the gig.
Yeah.
And then now that I'm older, I'm sort of a bit more business savvy. I'll be like, okay, well that'll be $40 an hour for rehearsal, and then $400 for the performance, and then if we're traveling, you get the petrol money and all of that. So it's a little bit different. I think you've got to, and I think some of the dancers, they know that now. They're kind of a little bit more savvy that way because you're going to have to be. Well, you're putting your work.
You've always been pretty savvy though, and I think if you're going to do a show, and we're going to talk about it real soon, A Night with Tina, is your thing.
I love
it's your
Tina.
baby. But your journey with most of the things you've done, and what I love about your story is everything that you've tried. You always say that you started off very small, and it grew from there. Like you've had. You had other things in your life. You had a clothing company at one stage.
Clothing business, design and manufactured kids' clothes.
Where did the idea for that come from?
Well, my sister had a baby, Vanessa Jade, and then I just started making stuff for her. Like I used to go to the op shop and buy old curtains and old cushions, and then I just cut them like just an A frame dress, just very simple. And I used to sew them, and then I used to sell them at the markets, like all these different markets, like Eltham Market and Williamstown Market.
How does it go from the markets? Then all of a sudden you're
I know that's
international.
I know that's
company.
Everything that I do. That's the thing with me. Everything that I do, I always kind of seem to like. It has to be. I know it just goes into something bigger. I think it's just a natural progression of it, I guess. But because I started at the kids' clothes, sewing the clothes at the market, and then after doing that, I went, maybe I'll just take it seriously, and I'll, stop dancing and I'll focus on that. And then, so I got myself an agent, and they were like, just help me through it. And I was like, what do I do? And they were like, well, just do a small range to start with and all of that. So then I went to Hong Kong and met Jimmy. I don't even know how I got his contact. Someone put me onto him, and he showed me around Hong Kong to all the fabric markets and the accessory markets. So I went around, and that was awesome. It was like going to Luna Park because they have like every fabric.
They have everything.
Fur, fabric.
It's the place to go if you've got ideas.
It's like Luna Park. It's like Luna Park on fabric, like fur, like every fabric you want, every motif, accessory. It was so exciting.
So then you got into marketplaces like all over the place, like Singapore and.
Well, I went there, and Jimmy said, if you ever want to make anything, I've got a factory in China. I went, oh, okay, cool. And didn't think anything of it. Came back home, did a few things, and I went, actually, Jimmy, I do want to make some things. And I then went over to China and stayed in the factory for 2 weeks and did my first range.
Yep.
So I did my first range.
And that did well?
Yeah. And then I gave it to the agent in Melbourne, and they sold it to all the boutiques in Melbourne.
Yep.
And then I just grew it from there. And then I just had an agent in every state of Australia. And then I think one in Singapore as well. So then it was like, so it went from the, me sewing the little A-line dress to me doing all the trade shows and selling to like 100 boutiques around Australia
Have you always
and New Zealand.
Because that takes a little bit of ambition and drive.
Yeah.
Have you always been like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I've always had a bit of ambition.
Do you think, because I was also reading through your stuff, that you said that there was a time when you were growing up and obviously struggling with finding out who you are, your sexuality, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of bullying early in the days when you were at school.
Yeah.
How intense were those days? How pretty full on?
Yeah, they were full on actually. Like now that I look back at it, that makes me a bit emotional actually thinking about that. But I think like at the time I just sort of survived and did what I had to do,
Yeah.
and I think I just didn't really um
It's hard though. It's hard
take in what it was. But
Yeah.
now looking back, and if that was so, that was happening to one of my nephews at their 14, 15, it just
Mm.
breaks my heart that that would happen to a kid,
Yeah.
that they would have to go through that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just being
I don't.
beaten up at school and punched in the eye,
Well,
and
that's the thing.
just being at school and people would just pump past and like kick you in the stomach or
Mm.
punch, oh, you faggot or you
Mm.
poofda or
But I
so
can't
that
help but feel with
devastates me.
you that those moments, and as incredibly tough as they were, um, gave you resilience.
Yeah,
'Cause you,
100%.
for the whole time I've known you, you're very resilient with things. You bounce
Yeah,
back
you have to be.
and you create and
Yeah.
whatever. So do you feel
Yeah.
now that I mean
Yeah,
I mean as a kid
in a way,
when you're young and you're going through that,
yeah,
they're incredibly emotional times.
Yeah.
And you can hang on to those things or you can grow from those things.
yeah,
And I can't imagine what you went through at school. I mean,
yeah.
I wasn't out until I was late. I was late
Yeah.
bloomer, 27 when I came out. So,
Right. So you had a bit more
I
kind of
didn't have
know who
that.
you
I didn't
were.
go through that experience, but I know a lot of my friends did. And all of them who went through that as much as you did
Yeah.
have come out the tail end of it. They're very strong individuals,
Hmm.
you
You
know?
kind of have to be. But I knew from a very young age, I even remember just having that light bulb moment that I knew very young. I think it was maybe 15, 14. I just said to myself, you're going to have to be 10 times more confident than the average person because
Mm.
you're going to have to put up with a lot of shit. And I remember that so distinctly, saying that to myself. And I knew that. So I think perhaps that's where my confidence and my resilience comes
Come
from,
from, yeah.
because I kind of had to be. It wasn't like I could just be like, Joe Blow down the street just growing up and everything was normal. No,
Yep.
it wasn't. Do you know what I mean? You had to be strong and resilient and, emotionally strong to be able to pick yourself up again. Do you know what I mean? And I think
Yeah.
then that's where I think sometimes, your positivity comes from, or your drive, because you're like, I know you pick yourself up
Mm.
quicker,
Coming from an Italian family,
Mm.
trying to deal with your sexuality, coming out, whatever. When did you tell your family?
Ooh. I told my dad when I was I think I was like 20 or 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Was there a fear
that was
with that?
full on.
Because this is, look, I've got other mates of mine with Italian Greek
Yeah,
families, whatever.
not
struggled
really.
with it. No?
Not really, because at the time, because I had broken up with one of my boyfriends.
Yep.
And I'd been working at the restaurant with my dad, because we used to drive to the restaurant together and drive home together. And then one night we're driving home, and my dad's like, "What's wrong with you? You're so like depressed and sad." And because I was so depressed and down about it, I just sort of went, "Oh, well, I broke up with my boyfriend." And my dad's like, "What? You broke up with your boyfriend? I'm going to kill him." And my dad, we're driving in the car, and he's like, "I'm going to kill him." And oh my God, it was a
And it's not
disaster.
that's not the
And my
reaction I
mum,
thought you were going to get
no,
from him.
and my mum said, she said to me, I think I had told my mum first, she said, "Don't tell your father."
Yeah.
I told my father.
Yeah.
And so when we got home, because it was after the restaurant, so it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, everyone's sleeping. And then we walk in and it's mayhem. My dad's yelling and screaming, "Oh my God, you've ruined my life. What are people going to think? I'm going to kill your
So
boyfriend."
you went to that level.
Yeah, because we drove home and then we got in the house and everyone's sleeping. So everyone got up out of their rooms going, "What's going on?" And oh my God. And it was, sister waking up at 1 o'clock in the morning, my brother, my mum, and it was just yelling and screaming, and it was mad. It was madness.
Wow.
It was madness.
Wow.
So,
And
it
that
was
were
madness. Everyone else was all right. My dad took a while. He was
Yeah.
he was very devastated for a long time.
Yeah,
But
so
now he's amazing. Like
yeah.
he's
time heals all.
Yeah, my
They
dad
come
sort of.
around.
I think my dad, out of this, because there's 4 kids, and I think my dad, for me, I don't know, he protects me more and looks after me more. Sorry, I get emotional. My dad looks after me and I think protects me more, because he always says, like, your brothers and sisters all have wives and they have children, they have their own families, and you're on your own. And
Yeah.
I think maybe he just really supports me and looks after me, I think, which is really lucky. And I have a really beautiful relationship with
Yeah,
my
well, you have an
dad.
incredible relationship with your whole family. Don't you?
I love my
They seem like
family.
they've been there through everything with you. Would that be right in saying?
Yeah, 100%.
Especially
Me with them,
Yeah.
whatever. It's our family. We do everything together.
because you had this, like I said, you had this incredible journey with dance. Took you over the world, around the world, and
Yeah.
did all that. Had the clothing business as well at the same time, doing all that and trying to help with the family business. which is,
Yeah.
incredibly difficult at
Yeah,
times.
it is.
When you, at what point did you have would you call it a little breakdown? Would
Yeah,
you
I
call it
reckon. Yeah, well, definitely my body broke down. I was like, oh, Lord have mercy. What's going on here?
yeah.
I was about
Was it just exhaustion?
I
or
think it was just like because all my life I've been kind of just go, 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 dance. I always had 3 jobs, working at the restaurant, dancing, and I used to work like at guest clothing as well, doing retail. So I always had 3 jobs and always very driven and always doing something. And I think when I had my kids' clothing business, I had selling to the 100 boutiques, and then I had my shop in Chapel Street, a retail shop.
Yeah.
And there was a lot going on.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. And so did you get
usually I'm fine with a lot because I've always done a lot in my life, so I'm used to that. But I think my body just went, oh, that's enough now. And I think it was one of those taps on the you need to slow down kind of thing.
Did it end up very dark for you, or was
Yes,
it kind of
pretty dark. Yeah, because I had panic, I just had panic attacks, and I had
Anxiety,
my
panic
first
attacks,
anxiety panic attacks. I had my first panic attack, and that was funny enough with my dad because I was tying my shoelace. Because I said to my dad, I feel really anxious today. I'm going to go for a walk, and I tied my shoelace, and my body just went like this full. I don't know even. It's like a panic, like you feel like you're having a heart attack. Actually, your body just shakes, and you're going. And I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And my dad was just like where you are. And I just grabbed my dad and started crying uncontrollably.
Wow.
And I thought I was having a heart attack, actually. So we called the ambulance and everything. And I was on the couch just freaking out because I was like, what is wrong? What's going on with my body? I'm freaking out. And then the ambulance came and they said, oh, it's all good. You're just having a panic attack. I was like, great. So my sister, being a social worker at the time, she goes, right, let's go to the doctor ASAP. So then I went on medication literally that day on anti-anxiety medication. And then it took me a while probably a good year to come back to myself.
Your family really stepped up at that period of time, didn't they?
Yeah.
Is that when you realised you've always had a great family situation, but did you really realise how amazing they are at that point?
100%.
How did they help you out?
Then?
Yeah.
Stepped
Stepped in and helped with all the business.
Well, I had, because I remember at that time, I remember that time because I had the kids' clothing business and I had all my stock arrive from China, and then it had to go out to all the shops, and there was about, I don't know, like 150, 200 boxes, and I couldn't go in the garage because I was having panic attacks, so anything would trigger me.
Right.
So if I had opened the door and seen all of this stuff, I would have freaked out. So I couldn't even go. I wouldn't go. I was in bed with and I used to have the Valium bottle with me because I was
just in case
panic
the
attacks. They just come. They just come anytime. Like I could be talking to you, and then all of a sudden, this rush comes, and you just have this terrifying.
And for a person like you, who's always been very much in control and very, has done performances in front of thousands and thousands of people, that must have been absolutely debilitating.
It is because you lose all your confidence, you lose everything. You're like, what's going on? Like you don't have any. It's like you're terrified and scared all the time. As we're usually, I'm like, hey, let's go.
Oh, that's how I've known you forever.
Let's do what you got to do. Yeah. No fear at all. Yeah. But then it was always fear. So they all stepped up, and my cousin, my sister, my brothers, and they all went in the garage. And,
so cool.
And they packed all the boxes, sent them out with Australia Post, and they did all that for me. And then other than that, being there for me when I needed.
How long did the process take for you to get to a point?
I think about a year. Yeah. I remember the first 6 weeks I went to a spiritual healer, Sanatha. She was great because I used to go to her every week for about
Reiki or something?
4 hours. Yeah, Reiki and that because I was scared because I didn't know what was going on. Yep. So she it was great sitting with her like this, and she would explain to me what was going on, like
with your body,
with my body, my nervous system, and she'd explain it. So then
makes sense.
So it made sense of it. You
can sort of take a bit of control back then.
Yes. So I was 6 weeks with her. Then between the 6 weeks with her and then my medication kicking in, my body started to slow down because it was like my body was going like 100 and like 300
You've
miles.
You've always been
an hour.
Slightly
high energy.
Yes.
Yes, that's right. High energy. Yeah. So my body was, true. Yeah. But it slowed me down.
Yeah.
I used to yawn all the time. I remember first my medication kicked in. I was always like,
That's your body trying to adjust to it.
Yeah. So it took about a good year.
Yeah.
And then after a year, I was like, I'm good now. Let's get back into it.
If I asked you the question, because I have a lot of people talk about the the bullshit times that they go through.
Yeah, and it's important.
And it's important to know, but also, what was the greatest thing that came out of that period of time, that year that you went through all that? What did you learn about yourself that you didn't know before?
I just learned to pace myself now, so I don't do anything too stressful anymore.
Yeah.
Like before, I used to just, I set myself a goal and you just do it, regardless of what's going on.
Yeah.
You get it done, and that's it.
Now
So
you got
now
boundaries.
I don't. So now I'm very much like, oh, well, that's too much for me. I'm going to say no to that.
Yeah.
Or I don't schedule too much.
Yeah.
I also schedule downtime. That's the main really important for me. Like by Thursday, Friday, like Thursday I don't do anything. I'll go to the gym and then I come home and turn the phone off, and then I just watch crime documentaries all day until about 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I do that.
That's your thing.
That's my thing,
Yeah.
and I don't put myself in stressful situations, or I don't give myself too much to do.
You'd been so busy for such a long period of time. I can only imagine. I mean, my dealings with you over the years, you've always been high energy, whatever. And if that was the case the whole period of time, did you look back on that year that you were going through all that and realize things about yourself as far as, because you never had time to stop and go, well, I actually am an incredible person with these great skills and these great talents. But you would not have had time to actually identify that or sit there and realize that. Did you realize that after you had the year of the dark?
What did I realize
that you're actually an amazing person?
Oh, I think maybe now, if you reflect and you look back, because I think sometimes we just do. I mean, all of us probably just do what we have to do.
Yeah.
We don't step back and go, oh, wow, that's amazing. But if you actually sat down and write down what you've done on paper, you'd look back and go, oh, my God, like that's amazing that I did all of that, with no skill. I didn't.
You just did it.
I worked it out.
Yeah.
I worked it out. And that's probably like one of my little gifts, I reckon.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do something, but my brain will kind of work on it until I figure it out. Because I didn't know. I started dancing. I wasn't a dancer, so I figured all that out. And then I had my kids' clothing business. I wasn't a designer or a business owner, so I had to figure all that out. And then
but you're learning as you're going.
Yeah, even in the restaurant, running the restaurant, I didn't know. I was learning as I went along. So everything I did in my life was
just
learning as I went along.
Yeah.
And I love learning. That's a good thing.
This is why I wanted to interview you too, because I think a lot of the time people get trapped in this mindset that, I haven't got a degree. I didn't go to university. I haven't got these skill sets or whatever. I'm just me, and I'm going to have to settle for whatever. And my way of looking at it is, if you're passionate about something and you want to do it, you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And you can be successful at anything. It's not necessarily. It doesn't necessarily have to be about money or whatever. It's about purpose.
Yes.
And you have some amazing purpose, because now I want to talk about Tina.
Yes.
And I want to talk about a night with Tina, which is your thing, your baby.
Yeah, I love it.
Started off as just a little gig at DT's hotel in Richmond.
Well, I did it ages ago when I was 17. I did it for one of the big dance parties.
Weren't you on a broom with the family years ago when you were about 14 doing Tina?
Yeah, I was stoned. We went down to we had a big Italian massive family party at my house. Then me and my friends went down to the laneway and we got stoned.
Yeah.
And then I came back and sang I had the mop bucket and the mop, and I did left a good job in the city, and I did Proud Mary.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was madness. Yeah, it was madness.
So good.
Madness, and all the families, they're all my aunties, they're being Italian. So now I was doing that with the mop bucket. Yeah. So it started then, and then Tony DiDio hired me to do it for one of the big dance parties.
Right, okay.
That was by mistake as well, because we were rehearsing to do the show, like me as a male dancer.
What has it been about Tina though? I mean, everyone goes, why not Cher? Why not Madonna? Tina.
I think just her energy. Her energy, she's like...
Her energy
like
is your energy
else.
though.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Because I was high energy and probably a little bit over the top and a little bit unique in many ways. So I think maybe we had those similar things. Because she was just... No one else was Tina. Her energy, her charisma.
Yeah. So where did the idea for a night with Tina?
Yeah.
It started off as a small thing. Now it's a 2-hour cabaret.
Yeah, now it's a 2-hour show.
Yeah,
like we go through the 60s, 70s, like all her 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, every costumes, props. It's a full show now. Yeah, because Tabitha Turlington asked me to come to DT's to do, I know she said just to come to, I can look at her as well, can I?
Oh, you can. Oh, yeah.
Because I don't know how.
EP. She's
I'm gonna keep.
She holds the whole thing together.
I want to keep her in the conversation, Yeah. So Yeah, she just said, "I'll come down and do Tina." I go, "Yeah, all right, whatever. I haven't done it for years." But when I went down to the makeup store, they did my makeup. I got
Yeah.
2 boys and we rehearsed, and that's that. And then we did it. We just did like a 15-minute medley at DT's, and then that was it. That was what it was supposed to be. I went home, washed the makeup off, sat on the couch, watched my crime documentaries, and that was that. I was like, oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
And then my cousin, her husband was turning 50. She said, "Oh, can you come and do Tina with the dancers for the thing?" I go, "Yeah, all right." So I did that. And then the Pride Centre were raising money to build it, and they had a big charity
Yeah, I remember
ball
it,
at
yeah.
Melbourne Town Hall.
Yes.
So the guy asked me if I wanted to do Tina, I think. And I went, "Yeah, why not?" Because I thought that'd be a good place to showcase it.
Yep.
So I did a whole 20-minute show, me and the 6 dancers, and we did that. And then from then it was someone would call me for an engagement, and then a wedding, and then a hen's night, and then a corporate gig. And it just kept going. And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Even you talking about that makes
Yeah.
me feel like this was your kind of your destiny to do
100%.
because it just kept opening doors for you. Yeah.
100%. And I think that's how all my life has always been.
Yeah.
I just like the opportunity comes, and then it never have I
Yeah.
like the kids' clothing label. I wasn't meant to do it. It just happened because I started sewing dresses for my niece.
Yep.
Dancing, I was supposed to be an actor, but then I went to the dance class.
Yep.
So everything kind of happened. I think everything happens for a reason. There's no like what is it? What's the word? Coincidental things. Is that what it's called? So everything I just go into.
I feel like the universe drove you.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been all
I'm
your
very
skills, all your talents, all your things you do, your energy. It just matched it. It's incredible. But
and I think I'm pretty spiritual in that way. I've always been very spiritual from a very young age, and like manifesting things.
Oh, yeah.
And
I love a good
all my
universe.
affirmations.
I love a good universe balance and
Yeah.
I actually had a message from a friend, Andrew, who said he went to see your performance of Tina, and he said it's one of the best fucking shows I've ever seen in my life. He said high energy, great production. It just had us on our feet all night. Loved it.
Oh wow!
It resonates.
So
with people.
nice.
It really resonates with people. I had a party at Track not long ago, and we talked. We had an interview on radio, I think.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, actually, I should get Fab to do one show, closing number for the event, right? And there's 1,200 people there. We got you to do Simply the Best. It was a remix version of whatever.
Yeah.
You got on the bar, and I was like, and the whole crowd went, "What the fuck is going on here? This is amazing." You looked incredible. The sound, everything just worked, and you just transform into Tina.
Yeah, 100%.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, mate. Because I've watched it all my life. So I've watched it since I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I know the head move and the way she holds her hands.
Yeah. Oh, you do it well.
And the way she walks and the
How do you cope with the heels for 2 hours a show?
Oh, I don't. Yeah. Ooh, that's another story.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually don't feel them while I'm I don't feel it while I'm dancing because I'm just in the moment. But by the last number, like Nutbush, I'm like, oh my God. Because then after the show, I go out and take photos with everyone. And so when I'm standing there, because I stop and I'm having photos, I can feel it. I'm like, oh my God, my feet are killing me. Oh my God. But then as soon as like that's done, I'm with shoes off, walk out like a truck driver. or, like it's like, it's very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Actually drag because you got all the shit on.
Hey, she's saying, did you ever meet
No,
Tina?
I didn't meet Tina, but all my friends did. One of my friends, Andrew Menaeus, who you might know, he worked with Tina.
Yeah, right.
He choreographed her Wildest Dreams.
So he's seen your show.
18 months.
Does he look and go, oh God, that is like...
Yeah, he's there. He thinks, because we've had that connection. So
I need to ask you
I wish I did.
Yeah, I need to ask you because a little while ago, I think it was just after COVID or whatever, when you were doing the shows.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of backlash
came
out of it, and people tried to. Trust me, I've been there. I'll share you my story afterwards.
Yeah, please do.
You
can share it now.
Because
I'm happy to hear.
You nearly got cancelled, or they tried to cancel you because of why? Because it was. Oh, he's wearing.
One of the
he's wearing. Is when you tan blackface, or you were tanned or whatever, but you weren't.
Well, the thing
You were
is,
just wearing makeup.
the thing is, like being Italian.
Yeah.
And then so in summer, I'm really dark.
Yeah.
So then I did like a photo shoot.
Yeah.
Or I had the photo shoot and I had the makeup on, and because I was like dark.
Yeah.
someone in the community was, I think, offended, and that I was. They accused me. They accused me. They accused me of doing blackface, and I was like, I'm not doing blackface. My skin.
What annoyed me about that is the people who were targeting you had never been to see your show, didn't understand the amount of happiness that you bring people, and it wasn't blackface at all. It was just that, like you expressed, you're Italian, you're
dark.
You know,
I'm not dark now, but
you had makeup on.
Yeah,
you know, it really annoyed me because I went through that as well with the parties. I forever had run an Australia Day Eve party.
Yes,
and we, this was just after COVID and so forth, and then I did the same thing. I just announced we're doing a party. It's on Australia Day Eve.
Yeah.
They wanted to cancel me because, I was supporting Australia Day. I'm like,
they wanted to cancel.
No, I should just do it on the Australia Day weekend.
Yeah, well, it's a public holiday.
Because I mentioned Australia Day in the artwork.
Right.
They wanted to cancel me, and I used to put genocide and blah blah blah. This went on, and to the point where I actually had to come off social media. I couldn't use my social media account.
Oh my God! And who was doing that?
I think it was some very frustrated person in Brisbane.
Right.
Who'd never been to one of my parties, and realised how diverse the party was. And it snowballed with a few people.
Was it one person?
Well, it started with one, but then they jumped on the bandwagon. There was a few. And what I thought is, you know what, it'll pass.
Yes.
But what annoyed me is that people who don't understand what you do and what you
they don't even
trying to achieve, and you're about making people happy. I was about making people happy. And we put our lives, a lot of ourselves on the line to do that.
100%.
And next thing, frustrated people with too much time up their sleeve
100%
wanted to cancel. And I saw your stuff and I really felt for you.
Yeah. Well, it was cancelled because I was going to do part of the and I had booked Chasers and I was going to do two nights and then they pulled my show. They said you can't do it under the banner because people in the community are offended. And I was like, well,
I'm sorry, that's
it was
fucked.
It's bizarre. But, like a lot of people were against me, but then more people were more for me. But it was devastating to me. I was like, it took me a while to get over that. I was so
What made you keep going? Because a lot of people would have given up at that point.
Well, no, I'd be giving up nothing. I never give up.
Yeah.
Never give up. Yeah. Maybe I have a little moment to stop and rest and then get back up. But I wouldn't give up. Unless because I was like, I'm not doing anything wrong. Like I'm using the natural color of my skin. I don't do blackface. I'm just doing drag. I'm just putting on a persona and doing drag. It's performance. So
I thought it was really bad.
I just did. Yeah, I didn't understand it, and it was really upsetting. Do you know what I mean? And it took the wind out of me. And I was really upset because for me, it's like I do it out of the love, respect, and total admiration for Tina Turner. Like I love that woman,
and so many people love her.
Yeah, and I love her. Like, and if the people that judged me actually knew that about me and how much I've loved it for so many years and love, respect her. I wasn't doing it.
No.
I would never do it to disrespect Tina or
you
anyone.
Start to question why, have you done the wrong thing? And
I did a little bit. And I was like, no, I'm not doing anything wrong. But it took me a while.
Yeah, it took me a while
I just went out there and when I'm doing it.
That some members of the community, we're there to support each other. Everyone should be there supporting. And I didn't feel at the time for me that there was a lot of love coming my way. And you probably didn't feel the same.
No. But I had not a lot of love coming my way from the people that didn't know me because they didn't know who I was. They just make a judgment of knowing nothing about me. And we know that that's very, that's what happens today. Everyone judges you. And
it's easy to know
me. Like you don't even know, you know nothing about me.
Yeah.
But luckily for me, I had so much support from my family and my friends and even people like in the entertainment industry that, they would message me. And that was a beautiful part of it because I got so many text messages and Facebook messages and phone calls from people I hadn't seen for years. And they're like, Fab, we love what you do. We love your Tina show. We know why you do it. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't worry about what they're saying. So many of those. And from people that I really admired in the entertainment industry and loved,
Well, I'm glad you did because it was one of my highlights of my party. Honestly, but to have you perform there was kind of like, wow, that was incredible. So
yeah, that was
where
cool.
Where do you see
the in the morning at one of his dance parties? Like
the
people
closing
everywhere.
Show,
like I'm on the bar doing simply the
Some
best.
people were a little bit like this, like
Yeah, some people were like, "What's going on? Is that Tina?" Because it's after Tina had passed as well.
Yeah, it
so
was
I
actually.
had
Yeah.
a lot more
Yeah.
like feeling, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I think that was, simply the best. Actually, after she
yeah,
passed, it came back with like a massive
yeah,
streaming online
yeah,
and whatever. And DJs were playing it all over the place. It was incredible.
yeah,
But where
yeah.
do you see A Night with Tina going?
To Las Vegas?
Yeah.
No.
No, I'm
I don't
saying
know.
you
I don't
should.
know.
That would
I
be
mean,
amazing.
if I had the energy, I would, and the money. To be honest,
Oh,
I
mate,
think it's all
like,
about the
seriously.
money. When you've got the money, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
If I had $1 million,
That would be
I
a
would be
great
doing
show.
whatever I wanted to
I'm
do.
going to push for that.
All right, can you?
Yeah,
If you can raise
I
$1
think
million
that is.
for me, I'll go to Las Vegas and do my show.
But do you
No,
see
it's going
going?
to keep growing. Yeah,
Have you done the interstate stuff and
I've done like
country?
I think that the biggest thing for me I've done is the arts. You know,
Yep.
I deal with the arts centres.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you know, Phillip Island Arts Centre and Frankston Arts Centre and Bendigo Arts Centre and all the art centres, which was good for me because that was like it's like small stepping stones. Like I wanted to do it slowly.
yeah.
So I'd do my little shows and then I'd step up to the bigger theatre and
Mm.
then next year I'll do more shows and maybe bigger theatres as well.
Yeah. And then the interstate thing. After this podcast, you'll probably go, I would say you'll go Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm happy to go to Las Vegas. Sounds as long as they give me a nice room. I want a nice room, you know, like one of those lovely suites where I can get ready for my show.
Yeah.
But anything's possible. You just have to make it happen.
Yeah.
And
And
obviously,
I think you're the kind of guy who can make it happen. Like,
Yeah.
you've done that with everything you've achieved in the past.
100%.
And I feel like this is like I said to you, I feel like you've been drawn to the Tina thing.
Yeah.
It's opened doors for you.
Yeah.
I don't think this journey is going to stop
No.
anywhere in the near future.
Nah, because I've got
as
it
long
now.
as
Like
your
I've got it.
heels will
Yeah, as long as I'm
hold
fit.
out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
true. They'll hold out.
Yeah.
I'll just keep getting new pairs made. It's really up to me and what I feel like I want to do. Like if I've got the energy and like ultimately I'd love because I do the restaurant and then I do the restaurant like 50 hours a week and then I do my Tina shows.
Yeah, because you're working your ass off with the the
so I
restaurant.
kind of
Actually the restaurant name. If anyone wants to go and check it out, I've eaten there, but I can't.
La Spaghettata.
La Spaghettata.
238 Lygon Street, Carlton. Come and see me. See me now.
It is the best food, and I feel like everyone there and the staff are very much they've fed off your energy. Is that right?
I'm fed off my energy, I guess so. Well, I
Yeah.
get that done and
Do you know
move
what I
that.
mean?
What are you doing? And move. Yeah, 100%. Well, if they're not on my energy, they've got to get on my energy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I get very angry.
Yeah. Do you love being there? Do you love?
Not at the moment,
No?
to be honest. No, it's not. I've done it for 12 years,
Yeah.
and I find it.
You're looking
very
for change, aren't you?
Yeah, I feel like I'm in a
Tina.
Tina. Yeah, I think because my cousin's a life coach,
Yeah,
so
right.
when I sat with him, and he said, "Well, what would you want to do if money wasn't an issue?" And
Tina.
I go, "I just want to be doing Tina full time. I could be doing my show full time. That's what I would love to do. So I'm working towards that.
Oh,
You know,
I think keep
But
going.
the restaurant for me is
bread and butter.
security.
Yep.
It's security. I know I get
Gotta have the
paid every
backup plan.
week. It's security for me, and I don't really feel like taking that security out, especially these days where everything is so difficult.
Yeah.
And you know, you need to have. I would never go. I'm going to leave the restaurant and I want to go and do Tina because that would be very silly. I need to be smart.
You need the base
and have the
You need the
base, and then go off and do Tina.
Yeah.
as well.
Where's your next Tina performance in Melbourne?
On September the 5th
Mm.
at Memo Music Hall.
Oh, yes.
On a Saturday night.
Because you've done a bit there before,
it's
haven't
my
you?
third time back
Oh,
now.
it's amazing.
Yeah, it's such a great
venue. Yeah.
so cute. It's really intimate and it's such a great time.
Where do people get tickets if they need
They can go to my website.
a website?
And you have got a website,
Oh, you're very advanced.
anightwithtina.com. I'm
Yeah.
very professional, yes. Or my Instagram
Yep.
at A Night with Tina.
So they can buy tickets on there.
Yeah, you can buy tickets there. You can buy tickets on the website. You can buy tickets at Memo Music Hall. So
I think
come
Memo
along.
from memory has bars and stuff as well, don't they? They serve drinks and stuff.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got to have a drink.
Have a drink and
I
have a
drink too
drink
before
and
the
have a dance
show.
with Tina.
I have my Negroni before the show. I have one. So I come out and I'm like, Sam, they're the best. And I'm into it, you know. So,
Well, listen, I have loved having you on the podcast because, I think you're a unique individual with a lot of energy, a lot to give, and thank you for sharing your story because,
my pleasure.
a lot of people in the scene of the world of entertainment and whatever have known you. They know you walk in and you're energetic and you've got this persona about you.
Yep.
But a lot of them would not have known the shit that you've been through
Yeah.
in the past. And,
Yeah.
you know, thanks for sharing that. I mean, I think it's,
And I think it's important to share because I think, especially these days with social media and everything, everything's smoke, like smoke and mirrors, and everything's very like superficial, and everything looks perfect, and it's not perfect, and no one's perfect.
I just think
it's good to share your story that you know you're real. This is. And everyone is, and you know, everyone has their story, and everyone has their struggles and that. And I think it's important because I think once you share that, then people go, oh, they see a different part of you, and they can relate to a different part.
Yeah, and I think actually people can see what
Yeah.
you've been through and go, well, actually, I'm going through a bit of a tough time too, and I can come out the tail end of that,
Of
excuse me,
course.
and do quite well, you know.
Yeah.
And because I want to give you a copy of the book.
Oh, awesome.
Find the Blessing in the Bullshit. We signed it. It's
Oh, that's
there's
the
some stories in there that I think
best.
you'll really love.
Oh,
And
about you?
well, you'll know a lot of the
Speaking of high
some of the
energy,
stories I put in there. You'll know a lot about them.
Speaking of high energy, I've always loved your. Every time I've met you, you've always been really high energy.
I think we bounce
and
off each other.
engaging.
Yeah.
I love. That's why I was looking forward to coming in.
Yeah,
It's going to be fun.
Well,
Even I spoke to him on the phone, he was like, so come in and you're going to do that, and then you're going to do this question. I'll send you the question. Then you're like, and I was like, oh wow, he's got a lot of energy. He's got more.
I'm on
and
the
I was
go.
trying to get a word in. I was going,
we're
great.
going to come to Memo Hall
Yeah, are you?
for Tina. Yeah, because I feel like it's
Awesome.
been a while since I've seen you do, and I want to see the
Yeah.
whole show.
Yeah,
like,
you've never seen it.
I haven't seen the
whole show.
2 hour shows. So
I'd love you to come.
yeah, that'd be
It'd be
good.
amazing.
That'd be good. But listen, thank you once
Oh,
again.
thank you.
And
thanks to sister as
yeah,
well.
she's amazing. My EP's
I love your
just
sister.
great.
And
She's
thanks,
very good.
Dean. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, and thank you, and good luck with everything. And
you.
we will talk when you get that Vegas gig.
Yeah, 100%.
We'll do another podcast. All right.
100%.
Good on you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Blessings and Bullshit is brought to you by our sponsors, Keymatch. Building, renovating, or fitting out a commercial space? Keymatch makes it easy. Head to keymatch.com.